It's the Michigan Football Report presented by Rhone. That's Rhone. 20% off and free shipping. Go to Rhone.com/chatsports. Use that promo code CHATSPORTS. All right. Before we take a gander at what's going on around Michigan football, I want to see what you guys think about this Saturday's game. It's Michigan UNLV. The game's on CBS. And watch party here with us, the Michigan Football Report. Predict the score in the comments. Let me see if anyone can get it right. As far as I can tell, I went back and looked at them, Instagram, YouTube. Didn't see any 30-3 score predictions. I'm going to give it a deeper look again tonight to make sure we didn't miss any. All right, I have a lot to talk about. JJ McCarthy, Jim Harbaugh, who played, who didn't. Let's get rolling the Michigan Football Report coming up right now. Congrats to our Super Chat MVP and the guy who won the Michigan football helmet giveaway, John Blaze. Give a follow on Twitter. It's at John Blaze Wolver. Hit the character limit there. So John Blaze, WOLVER. John, I'm shipping this bad boy out to you tomorrow. So make sure you keep an eye out for that. Speaking of tomorrow, we're going to try something out different. Since the poll was like 55, 45%, we're going to give the 45ers a shot. We will do our weekly live show at 8:30 tomorrow on Wednesday. So make sure you guys join us, 8:30 p.m. Eastern. Then again, on Saturday, we're going to do another watch party. Had some really nice success. 60,000 people watched the show and what did we get, like 600 likes or so on the video. So I think it was well received. Now, the game is not on Peacock, so the need might not necessarily be there, but we will be live 30 minutes before the game this time coming up on Saturday. Join us 3 p.m. Eastern right here on this channel. Michigan remains number 2 in the coaches poll. Also, the AP poll came out as well a little later in the afternoon. Michigan remains number 2 there as well. Later on in today's show, Scam Webb, one of the slipperiest, weaseliest guys in the greater media atmosphere and environment, strikes again. He's got a reputation over the last 20 years or so of taking shots of guys once they leave the program, never says a bad word about them when they are in the Michigan football program. So that's coming up here in a few moments. All right, let's talk about what happened on Saturday. Some secondary injuries we told you all last week. We didn't think that Will Johnson was going to play. Wasn't sure if it was like, hey, this is the Ohio State game or the Big Ten championship game. Would he play? I would have guessed yes. But, Michigan decided because the game was against East Carolina not to play him. Also, Rod Moore didn't play. So Michigan missing 2 starters there in the secondary. Makari Page, the other starting safety, only played 10 snaps this game. So the 3 of the 4 starters in the secondary, you only get 10 total snaps. Some new faces emerged, though. Keon Sabb did not start, but he was the leading snap getter. Right? He was in the field for the most of any person on Michigan's defense, 45 snaps. Along with this name, Keyshawn Harris. He's had like 6 tackles in 4 seasons at Michigan's name I just kind of forgot about, but he technically got the start on Saturday and was in there, also had 45 snaps to co-lead with Keon Sabb. So some injury information. I don't think we're going to see Will Johnson, at least as of now. I don't think we're going to see him again this Saturday. I think they're going to hold him off for the night game against Bowling Green, have him ready against Rutgers full go come up here in a little over 2 weeks. Take some questions from our Instagram page, that Michigan Football Report. First one comes in, and we put this in the story. Chris James Moore, he says, is JJ McCarthy a sleeper to win the Heisman? Very interesting question. Very intriguing thing to think about because every year there's these Heisman preseason lists, and guys with name recognition right now, Blake Corum's got better name recognition than JJ McCarthy when it comes to the Heisman. Caleb Williams certainly has better name recognition because he won the Heisman last year. So they're going to have a little bit of a head start. But based on what we saw last week, I think JJ McCarthy, if he continues to put up big numbers, distribute the ball around, he does have a chance. I will show you here in a moment what my Heisman list comes at and looking at after 1 week. JJ McCarthy is a record-breaking quarterback, right? Now, this is a lot of records will break, I think, this season for Michigan. Single season, career maybe, but most likely game and single season for JJ McCarthy. One of them, 86.6% completion percentage, highest for a Michigan football quarterback in any game where they've attempted more than 30 passes, which frankly doesn't happen all that much for a Michigan football player. So congrats to JJ McCarthy. He was laser focused all day. He could have gone 28 of 30. There were a couple drops in there. Roman Wilson early, another one late in the game. Give me your grade for Michigan's superstar quarterback. We're calling him a superstar. He's yet to be an elite quarterback. Let me know what your grade is for McCarthy. Give me an A, B, C, D, or F. Add a plus or a minus. I'm giving him an A, maybe an A plus-ish, not a full A plus in there. Go down to the comments. I'm going to pin this comment below the video. So it'll be the first comment you see. Go down and give me a grade, maybe some other analysis on McCarthy's performance. Why? I'll tell you about today's presenting sponsor, and that is Rhone. Guys, I'm sure many of you are just like me. Hell, today I had to go move some desks. I had to film a video. I had to do some human resources stuff, open a new office here at Chat Sports, go get some equipment, parenting responsibilities, golf course. Well, I've got the solution to the hassle of changing clothes between your daily activities, and that is the Commuter Collection from Rhone. Athletic dress pants, shirts, and apparel. Men's closets were due for a radical reinvention, and Rhone stepped up to the challenge. I am wearing Rhone's commuter shirt and commuter pants, both part of the Commuter Collection. The most comfortable, breathable, and flexible set of products known to man. Here's why. You never have to worry about what to wear when you have the Rhone Commuter Collection. Its comfortable four-way stretch fabric provides breathability and flexibility that leaves you free to enjoy what life throws your way, from the commute to work to 18 holes of golf. It's time to feel confident without the hassle. Rhone's wrinkle release technology. Wrinkles disappear as you stretch and you wear the products. It's that easy. And this Gold Fusion anti-odor technology keeps you smelling fresh and clean all day long. It's 100% machine washable, so you can ditch the dry cleaner altogether. Here's what I love about Rhone, guys. I can pull this bad boy out of the dryer. I can toss it on. It looks wrinkled on the hanger. It feels the body. It feels the heat. All of a sudden, 2 minutes after I put it on, it is completely wrinkle-free. I love my Rhone collection. I love the shirts. I love the pants. The Commuter Collection from Rhone, R-H-O-N-E. Go to Rhone.com/chatsports. Use promo code chatsports. Get yourself that 20% off. Get some clothing with Rhone. It's the best way to look good and feel good when you're out and about. Go from the office to drinks afterward, work with friends, to a movie, anything like that. Check out this four-way stretchy fabric. R-H-O-N-E, Rhone.com/chatsports. Here's my top 10 in the Heisman Trophy. We're going to my Heisman Trophy power rankings, right? The race to win the Heisman Trophy. I've got Caleb Williams, the winner last year, right? He's had 2 games so far, so he's a little bit of an edge, but he's looked pretty good in those 2 games. Jordan Travis from Florida State, he pops up there after the performance on Sunday against LSU. Michael Penix from Washington, the only Indiana quarterback to beat Michigan in the last 35 years, transferred to Washington. He had himself a hell of a game. Shedeur Sanders, Colorado. We all saw what he did. 500-plus yards passing. Sam Hartman, 2 games of him at Notre Dame. He'll have a chance to prove it against Ohio State 2 weeks from now. 3 weeks from now, I guess. 2 weeks from Saturday. Travis Hunter from Colorado, same as Shedeur Sanders. We all saw what he did on Saturday. I've got JJ McCarthy, Drew Allar, Bo Nix, and then former Michigan State wide receiver Keon Coleman, who had 3 touchdowns against number 5 LSU on Sunday night. That is my top 10 in the Heisman race. I think Michigan is doing the right thing. Right? They've got a starting quarterback as a sophomore last year. They sometimes had the reins on him, especially I felt like in the red zone. Michigan's play calling and just aggressiveness really struggled last year. Michigan was obviously, they were pleasantly aggressive. I was pleasantly surprised in the passing game on Saturday, especially in the red zone, right? 3 touchdowns to Roman Wilson. All were down in, there weren't any 60 or 70-yard passes there. They were all down in the red zone area. And JJ McCarthy scrambling for a couple of them to hit Roman Wilson when he kind of broke off the route. That's what I like to see. That's what national championship winning teams and first-round quarterbacks do in this sport. Take a look at the wide receivers. The thing I like most potentially about this game on Saturday is the fact that Michigan got the ball in the hands of 8 different wide receivers. On top of that, you spread the ball around to the guys who need to catch the ball. You had to take these players here, plus Blake Corum, Roman Wilson, Cornelius Johnson, Colston Loveland, Diamond Edwards. 6 catches, 5 catches, 4 catches, 4 catches. Blake Corum had, 3 catches of his own. If Michigan allows JJ McCarthy to cook, folks, if they let him cook, watch out, okay? Watch out. I think JJ has put in a lot of work all summer, all spring long. He had the spring practice to work on the passing game with Corum and Edwards being out. It seemingly paid off on Saturday. I know this is against an ECU secondary that was terrible last year, is likely will be terrible again this year. But if Michigan lets him cook, lets him pass the ball inside the 20-yard line, which they really didn't do a ton of last year, watch out college football. Watch out Houston, because Michigan is coming for you. Scam Webb. He's been around Michigan media for 25, 27 years. every time there's a job posting at The Athletic or some national thing, he always applies, never gets it. He's not very talented. He is the ultimate yes man. He is the ultimate access journalist. He only reports what Michigan allows him to report, just so he could be the ultimate fanboy and have, a player come on his show every once in a while. He's got this reputation over the last 15, 20 years. Guys in the program 2-3 years. Once he steps away, either goes to the NFL or transfers, he lets out all the dirty laundry, and he did it again yesterday. Here's one of many quotes he said on Cade McNamara. Cade froze him being JJ McCarthy out, ghosts him. This is the most accurate representation of what it was really like. Now, he was quoting an article from Fox Sports on, Michigan's transformation in 2021, and then Cade McNamara transferring away from the Wolverines to go to Iowa. And Cade's like, well, now I've gotten permission. If somebody else is a source, now I can tell you what I want, which I don't like. I think that it's disingenuous. And if you're going to say something about that, he claimed, I knew about this for the last 2 years, that JJ McCarthy came on campus and he was texting Cade to get together and show him the ropes and show him the playbook and all this different stuff, saying, oh, yeah, I heard that back then, too, that Cade was ghosting him. Well, that's not what you said, Sam, okay? Your articles say how Cade McNamara is the captain, one of this great representation of the program, kind of guy you want your son to be like, or the kind of kid you want to marry your daughter. All this, loving him up when he's the program. Second he steps away, trash it. I don't like it at all. I think it's disingenuous. If I have something to say about a player, I'm going to say it when he's in the team. I'm going to face the consequences. I'm going to put my name on the words that I think. I'm not going to hold it back, wait till the guy goes to another school where I'm out of sight, out of mind, and then I'm going to trash him like Sam Webb did on his radio appearance with Devin Gardner on Monday. I didn't really care for this. I don't listen to Sam Webb's show, but I kept seeing people sharing on Twitter, sharing it here and there, that I wanted to address it. If you're going to say something about a Michigan football player, Sam, have the balls to say it while they play on the team, right? Don't wait till they transfer 7 months later. Now they're playing for Iowa. They're already quarterback the game. Then you're going to take your shots because somebody else reported. Now I can tell you what happened. It's disingenuous. Sam Webb is everything that is wrong with media. He takes his marching orders, right, from his overlords, the Michigan Athletic Department. He'll never say anything bad because he doesn't want to lose his access journalism. And almost everything he says that comes out of his mouth is a lie, and proving it just like him. Anything he said nice about Cade McNamara in the last 3 seasons, complete lie, and he's proving it once again right here. Best of luck, though, to Cade McNamara. I know a lot of people took their shots at him when he left and went to Iowa. If you watch the show, go back, watch when Cade McNamara decided not to be part of Michigan's college football playoff run and decided to transfer to Iowa. I never said a bad thing. I said, I wish he would have just walked away and not done those interviews with some of these other podcasts, YouTube channels that maybe took a couple shots at Michigan. But altogether, Cade McNamara was part of the biggest turnaround in Michigan football from 2020 to 2021 in my life, and I'll always thank him for it. He'll always be a Wolverine in my eyes. Sam Webb, though, you can suck my fat beep. Jacob Miller with a question coming in from our Facebook page. Jacob Miller says, which player at the offensive positions are projected to have the biggest improvement or impact in terms of production? I'll give my answer in a second, but did want you guys to help us out. We were challenged by the Alabama Football Report here at Chat Sports. One channel that's been around for a while. They got 10,000 subscribers, so we have more subscribers than them, 27,000 to 10. But challenge us to a battle since they have Texas this week. Monday and Sunday subscribers, we added 28. They only added 12 so far, so we're winning. If you can, help us out. I'm going to update this throughout the week. They've got 12. We've got 28. But the contest runs through Friday. Who has the, bragging rights here? Michigan or Alabama fans, best and biggest growing YouTube channel here at Chat Sports. Go ahead and subscribe. Send that link to a friend who may or may not like the program, but tell them to subscribe. They can always unsubscribe after we win this contest. Go back to the question. Player breaking out. How about Fredrick Moore? All right. How about this wide receiver? Caught a pass or two in like the 2-minute drill going down before halftime, and Michigan got the 50-yard field goal from James Turner. Wide receiver snap count here. Cornelius Johnson, as he pretty much always does in the last 3 years, leads Michigan with 40 snaps. I'd like to see how Roman Wilson got more snaps than he did in almost any game last year, 34. Fredrick Moore technically wasn't a starter, but he was playing starter snaps for Michigan. True freshman, unheralded freshman, 3-star player, 22 snaps in the game, more than any of his freshman counterparts, and frankly, more than a couple of these sophomores that he's competing for against playing time. I assumed I didn't see Tyler Morris out there early that he wasn't playing. He was in the game. I didn't really see him make much of an impact. So you have two true freshmen, Carmelo English and Fredrick Moore, got more playing time than Darrius Clemons and Tyler Morris, the rising sophomores, or the sophomores now for this Michigan team. Another true freshman, Samaj Morgan, also got in the game with nine snaps. So Fredrick Moore, wide receiver 3, seems like that is where things are shaking out, unless Tyler Morris was hampered by injuries, but not hampered enough to keep him completely out of the game. Zach Tiemeyer says, will Blake Corum get back to where he was last year? A lot of people were saying that Blake was looking a little slow on Saturday. I wasn't sure if it was the offensive line just kind of waiting to gel, if it was Jim Harbaugh not being there, Shedeur Moore not being there. I wasn't 100% sure, but with only 10 carries in the day, did Michigan really lean on Blake Corum like they have in the past? Maybe they didn't need to, more passing game. I'll get more thoughts on this in a second, but answer me this question down in the comments. Did Blake Corum, to you, look like he was 100% on Saturday? He had a 37-yard run in there. He had another 15 or 18-yard run. So I'm going to say yeah. I'm going to say, how about this? I'm going to say 96%. Maybe he wasn't 100% at best, Blake Corum, but I don't think necessarily it was noticeable that he was hampered in any way. 10 carries on the day, 2 less than Donovan Edwards, and put up a lot better stats than Edwards. He also had 3 receptions for 5 yards. So 3 catches, 10 carries for Blake Corum. So all in, he was right around there, about almost 80 yards of total offense. From the running back position, Donovan Edwards was in there a ton. You had a handful of snaps where both guys were in the game, which we expected. Corum for 24 snaps. So of his 24 snaps, he caught 3 of them. He carried on 10, so that's 13 of 24. He got the ball in his hands. Donovan Edwards was in the game for 37 snaps. He broke out there as a wide receiver on a ton of plays where Blake Corum was the running back. Kalel Mullings, third running back in the game, and then C.J. Stokes and Benjamin Hall each were in there for 3 snaps and 2 snaps, respectively. If you didn't hear us at the beginning of the show, UNLV will head to the Big House on Saturday. The game's at 3:30 p.m. Eastern. I'm going to be live on camera just like we were on this past Saturday. If you didn't see it, we were live for 5 hours and 15 minutes, 45 minutes pregame. We're going to do 30 minutes pregame this week. Call the entire game, take your questions, and then go directly into 2 post-game segments. We'll take your questions, and we'll do my Michigan football instant reactions. One more question before we end today's show is, thoughts on this. JJ McCarthy, 280 yards in the opener. Good pace for Michigan, right? Rarely does Michigan get a quarterback with that many yards in an opener against a team that they're more than 4 scores favored over, right? Usually it's a couple passes early on, maybe 15, 20 passes, and then you've got the running game that just basically takes over in the second half. That's not exactly what happened. Michigan was passing late. They were even trying to score late into the third quarter. Donovan Edwards didn't really get done inside the 1 or 2 yard line. Then him and JJ had a fumbled snap on 4th down. Nevertheless, I think JJ McCarthy is on pace. He's on a path, I should say, to have one of the better seasons in Michigan football history, if not the best season. So let me know. I'm putting the number at 3,000 yards over or under for McCarthy this season, all the way through the bowl games, all the way through the national championship game, if you agree, like me, that Michigan will be there. Let me know with an O for over or a U for under. Tomorrow night, we are live, 8:30 p.m. Eastern. Make sure you subscribe, set yourself an alarm. Join us then. We'll be live for about 90 to 120 minutes. So I see you guys on Wednesday. Go Blue.